Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Nikki Uncut. This one is going to be all about what I'm testing, rejecting, and repurchasing. So I'm going to take you through all the products I'm currently testing, currently trying to gather my thoughts and my opinions on whether or not I recommend them or whether I don't recommend them, who they're going to be good for and who they're not going to be good for. So all that, and I have a lot that I'm testing. Products that I'm rejecting, unfortunately, it's a small list, but they're just products that didn't work for me and for like the kind of makeup and the kind of things that I look for when I'm buying cosmetics. So it's not that they're bad products. They just really didn't perform that well on me. I'll tell you all about the reasons why and when we get to that category. And then lastly, I have some empties and some products that I've repurchased. The empties portion, I'll be telling you whether or not I'm going to repurchase them or not. And products I actually repurchased because they were that good that they were worth going out and buying once again. So let's get into first, what I am testing. So lots in this category. Lots are setting sprays. So I'm going to touch on those setting sprays first. This video is uncut as are all my videos on Tuesday. So please excuse any mistakes and like any hiccups in the road basically, but everything is in it and unfiltered. So my thoughts uncut on these two setting sprays, excuse me. Getting tongue twisted over here already, and that's not a good sign. So the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray Matte Blur Setting Spray, I have the mini because no pun intended, I'm like literally swimming in setting sprays right now. And if there's a mini available, I'm going to pick it up because it's also really handy to have minis on hand for when you travel because you never want to travel with like a full size setting spray. They take up a lot of room and a lot of like real estate in your makeup bag. But I'm testing both these out. This is the full size of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Mattifying Setting Spray. So both these are marketed as mattifying. However, I think that this one is the most mattifying by far. And almost to the point where it's borderline tight on your skin. So I've used this quite a few times. I bought them around the same time. So I've been testing them out pretty much, on and off, switching from one to the other. What I noticed about the Charlotte Tilbury one is it dries down very quick and you are left with somewhat of a tight feeling. So if you have dry skin, I'd say just beware. Don't use this one. Just opt for the original formulation. It's going to be by far better for your skin type. And also if you're just dry leaning or even just combination skin, I really don't think this is the one to pick up for you. You're going to want to pick up the OG, the original that is just the best for all skin types, including oily. This is going to be only what I would recommend for my oily skin people out there. So if you're like me, and even me, I'm like, this is borderline too skin tightening and too mattifying and too drying on my skin. And for me to say that says a lot. So this is going to be for like those hot summer days, hot, humid climates, for like longevity too with your makeup. Obviously, this is going to make your makeup last all day. And if you really want a matte look to stay matte all day, this is going to be a great setting spray to utilize. Just beware if you have dry skin, this is not going to be the jam for you. But oily skin, you will love this one. This is absolutely very, very mattifying. And there's so many mattifying setting sprays that are on the market. Like for example, the one from Milk Makeup. Comes in a black tube. That one's always been marketed as a mattifying setting spray. To me, that one's never mattified my skin. So this one actually does deliver mattification. So still testing, but I am really impressed with this one from Charlotte. And the Danessa Myricks, I would say, even though it is marketed as a matte setting spray, to me, this one's just going to be more universal. So even if you do have more dry leaning skin, I still think you could definitely use this one. The mist on this, let me show you, is so fine. You see that? It's like nothing. It feels nice, feels really refreshing. The mist is so fine, like I just showed you, that it doesn't disrupt your makeup. It will never leave you with like splotches and like big droplets of product on your skin, which can separate your makeup. It's a really soft, really well done sprayer that I really appreciate. And I really like this formula. So out of the two, if you're combination or dry leaning, this is the one to pick up, even though it does say it's mattifying. To me, this just gives like a soft focus, more satin finish to the skin. But I do love it. I'm still testing, but so far, those are my initial thoughts on those two setting sprays. Let's talk about foundation. Because I actually have quite a few that I am testing out. Actually, I forgot to pull this one. Quite a few that I'm testing out. There's 4 new foundations that are on like my rotation basically that I'm trying to test out, trying to gather my thoughts on who I recommend them for and if I like them for myself. And there are a few that I know that I love. And then there are 2 that I'm still kind of dabbling with and trying to figure out my exact thoughts on. So the first one that I'm new to testing out, like very, very new to testing out, is the Benefit the Professional Foundation. This does give you a poreless poreless look to your skin. Like quite literally, you will look like airbrushed, flawless. It's a little mask-like, to be fully honest with you. So if you're not looking for a full coverage, this one's not going to be for you. However, if you're looking for a full coverage, let's say you have acne scars, if you have larger pores, skin texture, anything like that that you really want your foundation to knock out really quickly, this is going to be a really great formulation for you. And it's a really good full coverage, flawless foundation. But just be warned, it does look like a full coverage and it does feel like a full coverage, but it also really wears impeccably well. So my thoughts on this are, it's not gonna be like my everyday go-to because I don't always grab a full coverage for myself, but I think this is gonna be a great one for anyone who wants a full coverage in their collection and wants it for those reasons I just called out too. My only complaints about this one is I do feel like the undertones are funky and they're a little wonky. So they need to work on the undertones, especially they need to expand and have more neutrals that are actually neutral, because I struggled finding the right shade for me and I ended up settling with a warm undertone, which I never settle for that because I am a true neutral olive undertone girly over here. But out of the ones that were available for like my light medium skin tone, this really was the best option out of when I did like process of elimination. So it's not ideal. It's very warm. So they do need to they need to work on the shade range and like the undertones specifically. The shade range is good. It's the undertones that are funky, like I mentioned. Now, one that I have been testing out that is the most affordable out of the ones I'm going to show you in this video. And this one has quickly taken the turn, like really quickly, taken the turn from testing to I'm obsessed. I love it. It looks incredible. It feels amazing. It's affordable. It feels lightweight while giving you beautiful coverage. It really just checks all the boxes. The undertone on this is still a little bit funky, unfortunately, but it's much better and much closer to my skin than a lot of these others. Well, except for the one that's coming up next. But this is the Best Skin Ever foundation from Sephora collection. So it's very affordable. I'll have this link below with everything else that I'm testing right now. This is a medium buildable coverage. This is a 16-hour wear foundation, and it really does feel super lightweight on your skin. It's very breathable and very buildable. What I like to do is either do like a small amount, like one pump, and just buff it all over with like a fluffy brush for like a soft, more natural finish. But if I want to build up the intensity, you can do it really quick and easily. But the biggest thing about this foundation is it stays put and it stays flawless and it stays just pristine all day long. So it is really, really well done and just really affordable. So I would say if you're looking for an affordable, flawless foundation that just is going to check a lot of boxes, this is the one to get. And also I would go out and say that this is going to be good for all skin types. So prep your skin accordingly. I am oily. This keeps me looking flawless all day. I can't imagine this not working for dry skin or dry leaning skin, mature skin. I think this is going to be a really good, solid one for everyone. So loving it. Still testing, but I can tell you, I love that one. Now, another one that I am testing is the Tier Mask Fit Liquid Foundation. I love the Mask Fit cushion that comes in like the red, like compact. Love that one. It does feel a little bit heavier, a little bit more like a mask. This is like the same formulation or the same effect. Basically, it's the Mask Fit, but in a liquid form. So the liquid form, I think you just have a bit more like control of how much you use and how much you buff into the skin. You can use a really small amount of this to keep it really like light and fresh, but this will give you like flawless skin, not a pore in sight. It really helps to smooth the texture of skin, and it lasts all day. So I do really love this as well. I don't love it as much as the Sephora collection, but I do think that out of these two full coverage, this one feels a lot more lightweight and breathable. So that's something to say, but they're pretty comparable. Last but not least, I've been asked so many times for my thoughts on this foundation. I could finally really give you a lot of my thoughts because I've had a good amount of time to test this one out and wear it in different scenarios, wear it to work, wear it all day, wear it on filming days, basically. This is what I have on my skin right now, and I really, really am loving it. It's the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. I love the High Glam Concealer. It is a staple in my life. It is one of the best concealers on the market with a huge, massive, amazing shade range to choose from and massive undertone range to choose from. This foundation also has a great shade range to choose from as well. This is very like silky on your skin. It is serum based. So when I do use this foundation, I've unlocked the right ratio of skin prep to use underneath because I am oily. So the ratio that I was using was a little too much underneath this foundation. It was leaving me a little too radiant and a little too dewy. So by kind of just toning it down a little bit, just kind of taking it back a notch, and just cutting out like one of my layers of skincare and skin prep underneath, it really allows me to wear this more fresh, more serum-based foundation without looking overly shiny. So with all that being said, you still want to set this, if you're oily, with some form of powder. I've been setting this with like the Makeup by Mario, with like my Kosas Pressed, with many powders I've been testing this out with, and it works really beautifully. So lock it into place if you have oily skin, but if you don't have oily skin, this is going to be the best for dry skin. Just going to put it out there. I think that everyone can use this one for sure. Just customize it and like alter your skin prep and set it accordingly to your skin. But if you are dry or dry leaning or just combination, this is going to be a beautiful foundation for you. I can't imagine you not liking this one. It takes a minute to dry down and self-set, but it will get there eventually. I usually just speed up the process by powdering it a little bit quicker, and after that, I'm good to go. So I'm still testing, but I will tell you, I do love it. And also, by the way, I want to call out, I have the shade N7. Now, what else are we testing? We have a lot, actually, we're testing. So powders, we do have some powders that we're still testing out. And now this one is kind of leaning on the I'm not so sure I love it border, but I'm still testing it, and I still do need a little bit more time before I give you like my actual thoughts on whether or not I recommend it. But this is the Cali Ray Magic Hour setting powder. It's in the shade Dawn. It's a translucent powder. This is very nice. It's very smoothing. It's very like blurring, but this one just feels a little borderline, too like cornstarchy in a weird way. It's a hard to explain texture that I don't really love with powders. I like a powder that feels more like the Makeup by Mario, more like the Givenchy, more like the Huda Beauty, gosh, what else? More like even like the Fenty Beauty loose powder. I like that kind of texture a bit more. This one is almost just too fine, where I don't like the feeling of this under my eyes. It actually makes my under eyes feel a little bit more dry. So just a forewarning, if you do get this powder, I think that this is best suited for setting the T-zone and the outer part of your face, not necessarily the under eye. So just my opinion. I'll let you know if my thoughts change, but that's my opinion so far on that powder. And then the other powder that I'm testing out that I actually have on my skin right now, it's the Boucle Silk. I don't know how to say this, but I'm sure be corrected. Hopefully you guys will tell me how to say this correctly, but it's the Boucle Silk powder from One Size Beauty. I got the shade medium. So this powder is like a baked powder. It's going to be really soft, really like almost like candlelit, in the way that it looks on your skin. To me, this is like very similar to all the Hourglass ambient lighting pressed powders, like the setting powders that are in the palettes or that are available. To me, this is just like it. It gives the same finish. It gives a soft, radiant finish and almost like a candlelit kind of filtered look to your skin. I basically went to town and I put this all over my skin with a fluffy brush, and the way it feels is really nice. I wouldn't use this as your main setting powder. I would use this as your finishing powder for like more pore refinement, some extra like, just like that kind of soft focused finish. So still testing, but I am impressed. And I think this is a really unique product for One Size to launch. And I think that's definitely, I think it was needed in their collection, because there's a lot of like more heavier makeup in One Size's collection. And this is going to be more for like, this is going to be great for mature skin. I'm just going to call it out there. Great for mature skin, great for anyone who wants like more of a natural powder, and great for anyone who wants like an easy to work with, can buff it all over and kind of run out the door kind of powder. That one is going to be great for those types of makeup looks and anyone looking for that, basically. Okay, more stuff I'm testing. There's a lot that I'm testing. I'm so sorry. I have to warn you ahead of time. There's a lot that I am testing. I am also testing the Rhode Peptide Glazing Milk. I finally got this recently. I know I'm like the latest person to the game and trying this out. I totally get it. I got the mini because the full size was sold out. Now, I've always been a big pusher and a big cheerleader for hydrating toners and hydrating essences. Milky toners, like the one I love from Tier, the Milky Toner is one of my favorites. I've used it for years. I've also used one from Laneige for years in my pro kit. What they do is they soften your skin. So whether you're working with a client or on yourself, a milky hydrating toner or essence is going to be that first like drink of water, or in this case, like milky drink of water for your skin to just replump, rehydrate, bring some like bounce and like some like like juicy glow to your skin prior to a serum, prior to a moisturizer. So you really want to like hit your skin first with like that wet milky toner and that hydrating essence to really get your skin going and get it like plumped up and ready to take on the serums and the moisturizers and all that other good stuff. So with that said, this is just as good as all the ones I've been using and the ones I've been recommending for years now. Of course, I love it. It's a really great texture. It lays beautifully under makeup. It makes my skin feel plumped up, juicy and hydrated and young. So it's great. Is it better than all the ones I've been trying for years and talking about for years? No, but it's definitely right in line with those products. And if you like a milky toner, then you will definitely like this. So I'm testing it still, but I can tell you it's a great first step for makeup skin prep or just skin prep in general. So testing, really liking. Now hold on to your seats, okay? Because this next one is a wild card. And I debated on whether or not I should share this one because it is harder to get, first of all. And also it's just not like an attainable price point. It's something that I treated myself to because I was having a moment where my skin just felt very haggard. Like very run down, very haggard, and just I felt like I was aging really rapidly. Since then, I got a little Botox, so I feel better. But, you just go through those moments where like all of a sudden your age shows up on your face. I'm 39, I'm going on 40, and my skin just felt like, it just felt ragged, It just felt like haggard. That's the word I'm looking for. It felt very haggard. So to make a really long backstory short, I went and got a killer facial prior to a big photo shoot, which you all probably know about by now is for the Volume 2 brushes with BK Beauty. I got a big facial and they did all the things and they did such an incredible job. And I could tell that the esthetician that was doing my facial, she just knew her stuff. Like she was just so knowledgeable. So I could just tell, like when I'm talking to someone, I know if they like are really passionate about their field, and I could tell she had like some passion. She was all in the skin, you know what I mean? So at the end of the facial, I asked her because they do sell like more high-end, professional grade skincare, and I'm always interested in those products, but I always also lean towards like the stuff I could pick up at Sephora, basically. But I asked her, I said, if there's one product you would recommend that you have seen visible results with, that you would recommend to anyone who feels like their skin is aging, who feels like their skin is like losing its like laxity or its like elasticity, and starting to like feel like, it needs like tightening and just like fine line smoothing and all that kind of stuff. Like what would be the one product you'd recommend other than like a retinol? Because I have retinol still. She was like, I know exactly what I'm going to recommend. It's pricey, and it is pricey. She was not lying. It's $178. Yeah, I know. And I've already gone through half of it, but I love it. So I'm still testing it, but let me just tell you really quick. I've been using this for the last it will be almost a month by the time this video comes out that I've been testing this. So I've definitely like gathered some good thoughts on it. And when I tell you that I really did see an improvement in my skin texture, especially around here, where like, I'm 39. Like I got like the fine lines and I got like the crinkly skin. And at the time before my Botox hit, like my forehead was feeling just really haggard and my skin was starting to feel like a lot more loose. And you know what? Listen, I'm on camera. I am vain. I'll admit all those things. Like, do I need those things? No. But does it make me feel happier and more confident to show up on camera and to show up for you all? Yes. So that's why I do Botox, and that's why I spent the $170 for this product. So let me actually show you what this is. I have no idea how to pronounce what this says, but it's the Repurchased Skin something. It's a serum concentrate. This is from Bioliche Rogique, whatever. I cannot say that name either. I'll tag it. I will link it in case you want to, dabble in it and like read more about it. But when I tell you this really did change my skin texture and change the appearance of it, I felt after using this for about 2 weeks so much more rejuvenated. And I'm not even joking. I would never share this product with you with this price point unless it really did something. And I was really skeptical, okay? But she was so convincing that I was like, add it to my cart, like I'm gonna get it, and it was worth it. So I'm about halfway through this bottle. I lost the cap, unfortunately, so I always make sure I keep it straight up. But I'm halfway through the bottle, and when I tell you the way this has changed my under eyes, my neck, like the way my skin looks and feels, it was definitely worth the investment. So still testing, but I'm probably going to buy another one. Also testing out, and this was top secret when it was sent to me from Milk Makeup. It's the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. This is the best mascara I've ever tried from Milk Makeup. I've never liked any of their formulas in the past, but this one was really good. It's what I have in my eyes right now. I do have some false lashes on either end, but it's a really good lengthening, separating, volumizing mascara, and it hasn't clumped, hasn't run, hasn't smudged. So I've been still testing this, but I do really like it. Okay, lots more I'm testing. Two more things. Actually, one more thing that I want to call out, something I'm loving. So I'm still testing the Haus Labs. This is the Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm. So I have the shade Silhouette, and I do really, really like this product. And I want to just kind of call out that you would see me use this product a lot more had it not been launched around the same time that I picked up this bad boy. So here's the reality. You cannot pry the Mary Phillips MPH Underpainting Palette from my little hands. Like, you cannot pry from hands. I use this every single day. I am fully hooked and in love with this. It is so good. So by the time this video comes out, right before this video came out, it's a video where I tested a bunch of new products at Sephora. That video was filmed way, way in advance, just FYI. So just know that I've had this for about a month, or since right when it launched, basically. I picked it up right when it launched. So I've been testing it for quite a while. You can see how much, oh yeah, it's quite dirty. It's very loved. I've almost hit pan on this one right here. I've almost hit pan on this one. I've been using it every single day. So just to call out, I'm still testing the Haus Labs. I do really like it. It's really easy to blend. It's really buttery. It's just easy. But had this not come out at the same time, you'd see me use this a lot more. But for that reason, I'm still testing. I like it. But if I had to recommend some kind of sculpting product, this is way more money, but you get a lot more. And I just think it's so worth the money and so well done. So shout out to Mary Phillips because she crushed that. Okay. I have a product that is in the reject pile, but I need to give you the backstory on it, okay? It's not that it's a reject. It's just not really working that well for my oily skin. However, it's a really nice sunscreen, and the feeling of it is really beautiful, and it's really silky on my skin. But for me and my oily skin, the two of them just don't really get along that well. So it's not that it's a bad product. It's a gorgeous sunscreen. A lot of you have asked me for my thoughts on it. It's the Dr. Idris Major Fade Disco Block. It's a whipped sunscreen, and it really does have a whipped texture. So let me show you that texture, okay? I've been using this anywhere I can. So the main areas I'm using this one now, since it just is too shiny on my skin, is I use it down my neck, I use it on my chest, and I use it on my hands. So the texture really is like a whipped, moussey, very, very lightweight. And, you know, it absorbs somewhat, but it just leaves my skin borderline too shiny for what I like. So for that reason, I don't think I'm going to get this one again for me, but I do think this is going to be a great sunscreen for anyone who has dry skin or dry leaning skin or combination skin. Just if you're really oily like me, it's not going to be the best suited. So still testing, but using it more on my hands, my neck, and my chest. Now let's talk about the actual like rejects, like products that I'm really rejecting, products that I just don't like, and products that just didn't work for me, and like my taste basically. First thing, the Prada Scope Mascara, this did nothing, like nothing. Absolutely nothing for my lashes. It was kind of like a joke. I really hate the wand. I think it's just listen, I like nice things, but I don't like overpriced mascara, and I don't like overpriced mascara that doesn't work. If you're gonna buy an overpriced mascara that's like luxury, buy the YSL Lash Clash. That one you will love. My sister is hooked on that mascara. But this one is not worth the penny. So just go to the drugstore, buy a L'Oreal mascara or a Maybelline mascara, and you'll be so much more impressed. The wand is just, it's gimmicky without achieving anything. It's flat on one side. It looks like a actual hair brush, and it's just difficult to work with. So low impact. I had to like sit down and like coat my lashes over and over again to get anything that I wanted to get out of it. So hard pass, hard skip, definitely rejecting this one. And I hope you don't get it and waste your money on it. Sorry to say that. I know it's harsh, but it's just not worth it. Okay. Sad to say, I love Velour, love their lashes. They have beautiful lashes, but these just did not do it for me, and they were really uncomfortable, unfortunately. I think that the underneath lashes are successful, when they're sold in like a trio. Okay, so when they're sold in like a trio where it's like a cluster of threes, where they're smaller and they're more comfortable and you can really fit them underneath your lash line and kind of mold them into your lash shape. But when it's a 3/4 lash like this one, it's not successful because the ends of each lash end up poking you. And unfortunately, it's just too long. So even for my eyes, a 3/4 way lash should be like the perfect size, but to me, on my eyes, the 3/4 length actually fit like a full size lash. So in the inner corner here and in the inner corner here, they were incredibly uncomfortable. But I also noticed that they were having a really hard time sticking underneath in the center of my lash. So it felt like I had like a black shelf like underneath my eye. So these are a hard pass for me. I love Velour. They have incredible lashes, but that one's just a no. And just, I could not get it to work underneath. That's for sure. So, more products I'm rejecting, unfortunately. This one kills me to say it because I love this brand so much. Saatchi Beauty has incredible products. This one to me just didn't really work well for me. So it's not that it's bad, it just didn't work well for me. I had a hard time layering this, and I had a hard time getting this to be fully opaque as a wing liner. It's the Saatchi Beauty eyeliner stain, and it's in the dark brown shade. There's also a black. The thing that was successful about this product and really unique, and I want to call it out, is this tilts. So this actually tilts and you can move it around and adjust it to get into like the inner corner, the outer corner, and all that good stuff. But unfortunately, the formulation itself just wasn't opaque enough for my liking. So I'm not loving this one from Saatchi Beauty. And also I had really high hopes for another product from Saatchi Beauty, but unfortunately this one in particular just didn't stay impactful. And it was really a bummer because, again, I love this brand. They have amazing products, but just, this was not it for me, unfortunately. So this one I had really high hopes, but it just didn't stay on and it just didn't stay impactful. I think it's a little too watery and too runny to be successful. It ends up just being kind of clear and not high impact. So when you look at it in the bottle, it looks like it's going to be the most beautiful, shimmery, glittery, like wet metallic shine. But once you get it on, it kind of separates from the liquid. And the sparkle is just not as long lasting and as impactful as I would hope from Saatchi Beauty. So unfortunately, this one I haven't really gone back to and used. It's kind of a disappointment, unfortunately. Another disappointment is these from MAC Cosmetics. Now, I am a MAC girl. I used to work at MAC Cosmetics. I love MAC products. I think their performance on most of their stuff is amazing, and there's not many MAC products I don't like. But this one I just felt like was really underwhelming. Let me show you what this looks like on my hand. It's the Light Struck Skin Finish from MAC Cosmetics. They come in a ton of different shades, but the reality on this product is it looks like it's going to be super beautiful and like really like luminous and glowy. But when you blend it out, it just turns into something that's very underwhelming. So if you want a really natural glow with your liquid illuminator, then great. But to me, I just want more impact than that because I just feel like I was putting a layer of serum on my skin that just wasn't doing anything. And for that, I'd rather just put like a vitamin C serum and call it a day. So this I am rejecting, unfortunately. I've tested out many different shades and they're all just kind of meh. So unfortunately, I would skip this, and instead, a product that I want to recommend that I'm not rejecting, that I'm highly obsessed with, is the KJH brand Hyper Shine. I know I'm so late to trying this out, but holy smokes, this is incredible. So this, I would say, get any day of the week over the MAC one, and they have many different shades to choose from. This is just the shade Light Gold that I have, but let me show you the impact of this alone. It's just stunning. Let me show you on a different part of my hand because I feel like there's too much going on there. But on your skin, on your eyes, on your cheek, this lays so well under makeup. It lays so well on top of blush, on top of bronzer. It plays well with all others. And I've tried this formulation with so many different makeup combinations. I've tried it on my eyes. This looks incredible too. I have to show you this, okay? I'm sorry. I have to actually show you this. N23 brush. And let me just show you how gorgeous this looks as an inner tear duct highlight. Like, forget about it. It's astonishing. It's just gorgeous. On the bridge of the nose, there's just no way to use it that it's not going to be beautiful. So I highly recommend this one from KJH, and I'm going to pick up the rose gold shade next because I love a rose gold glow and highlight. So this over this any day of the week, just trust me. Last but not least, let's dive into the products that I am repurchasing and also testing. There's a couple things I'm testing, and I should call them out before I move on completely, but repurchases and empties and products that whether or not I will rebuy them or not, I'll let you know in this video. But before I actually dive into those products, let me talk about 2 hair oils that I forgot to talk about when I was talking about the testing portion of this video. So 2 hair oils. One is from Berber. It's the Growing Season. Basically, it's a botanical hair treatment. You're supposed to put this on the scalp, massage it in. I do it on the night before I wash my hair the next day. So for me, that's every other night. I'm still testing this. So this is in the testing category. So kind of like swap it, throw it back there in the beginning of the video. But testing this out, I'm going to let you know what my results are if I see any more hair growth. I've had a lot of struggles with like breakage lately. I feel like my hair is just kind of weakened over time. I think that's due to like something internal. I don't know. You know, everything, your hair is always a reflection of what's going on internally. So anytime I'm stressed, I lose my hair. Hence why I want to use this and see if it helps to regrow the hair that I've lost and the hair that I've shed. So testing this, I'll let you know what I think, and I'll let you know if I see an improvement. It's going to take more time to test that and to give you my thoughts than this next product that I'm testing. This product I was heavily introduced or heavily influenced to get from Abby Young, who is an incredible wealth of knowledge when it comes to all things hair. She has turned me on to so many great drugstore products for my hair, and this is one of them. It's the Extra Strength Coconut Miracle Oil from OGX. This is a drugstore brand. You can get it at like Walmart, CVS, Target, anywhere you shop at the drugstore. This is going to be super affordable and super easy to pick up. But this I love from like here down on my hair. So anytime my hair is feeling like, you know, it's getting dry or like I just need to like do like a deep treatment, basically, I'll just run a ton of this through like about this way all the way down to my ends, and I'll leave it in as like a hair mask and wash out the next day. It's really, really nice. So testing it, but I will tell you I do really like this. Let's talk about empties. Both these now are finally empty. It took me a minute to run out of the last bit of this, but now I'm fully out of both of these. I do plan on repurchasing these Dr. Althea sunscreens. They've worked so well for me. I recommend them to so many people. I'll leave a link to these below in the description box, but I plan on repurchasing both of these because I love them both. My favorite is the green tea, but both of these are really, really nice. So it's the Aqua Glowing Sunscreen and the Green Tea Fresh Sunscreen. Both are unbelievably good, especially under makeup. A repurchase that I ran out of quite some time ago is the Fresh Kombucha Facial Treatment Essence. I love this essence so much. I use this mainly at night before bed, but I also will throw this on in the morning during the day as well. I'm trying to still get through my Anua 70% rice toner. It's a milky toner that I love. It's fabulous under makeup, but this one is more of like a treatment. So it's going to do more than just hydrate your skin. It's going to, what says it boosts luminosity. It's an antioxidant rich formula. This is supposed to protect and visibly repair your skin. So I like it at night to kind of repair my skin. But all in all, it just feels really hydrating and really nourishing on my skin. And it's a really great first step before my anti-aging serums and then my thick, rich night cream. So I love this one. It's a repurchase. They are pricey, but I think that all the toners from Fresh are so worth the investment and so worth the money. 2 empties. Let's see. I have 2 tinted brow gels. Both are from the drugstore. Now, this one I ran out of really quickly. It's the Clean Brow from CoverGirl. This one is fantastic. I don't plan on repurchasing this one only because since loving this one, I fell in love with the Maybelline Super Lock Tinted Brow Gel. I have the shade Deep Brown. And had I not discovered this, I would have repurchased this one. But since discovering this one, I had to repurchase it. So I'm out of this one now. Picked up a new one, and it is just become one of my holy grail brow gels. I still love my e.l.f. Wow Brow. I still have a new one on hand. I still run out of those all the time, and I love it in my kit. But this one, I cannot stop using it. It's what I have in my brows. It's just an amazing, amazing product. Like I used my last bit of this guy. I did my Revi Beauty Brow Pencil underneath, and then the combination just works so well and looks so beautiful. And it stays put really well too. So I picked up a new one since that one is on its last leg. I picked up the same shade, it's the deep brown, and it's just an incredible brow gel. So if you want like that fluffy look, if you want to like fake it till you make it with your brows and make them look fuller and thicker, that's a great product because it tints them, it makes them look thicker, and it brushes them up, and it keeps them in place. So what else could you ask for, really? Okay, another product. And we're running low. We have only a couple more things. So stay with me. This video is uncut. It's all my uncut thoughts on these products. So I had picked up, very late to the game, but I picked up the L'Oreal Faux Brow. This is like that weird antler type situation where it looks like a Bug's Life. You know, it looks like a little cockroach. And so I picked up this one. The shade that I had picked up was just way too red on my skin. It was the shade, oh gosh. Well, I don't even see the shade. I think it was just like deep brown or brunette. It's like rubbed off somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was brunette. It was just too red, okay? To make a long story short. So I got a new one because I really think the formula is great, and it's actually shockingly easy to use. That little antler situation, that little blink blink prong, does a great job, okay? I thought it was gonna be so gimmicky and such a waste of money, but it works so well. So picked up a new one, picked up a better shade. Fingers crossed. I got soft black instead. So I'll report back on if the shade is better. It should be, and it should be more of a cool undertone, which is what I like for my brows. But pick that up, and happy to have this back because I've been wanting to use this, but it's just way too red. I picked up a new one of the Swede Pro Lash Serums. I have like maybe a little bit left of my old one. It's like, it's almost dry. So I want to pick up a new one as a backup so I can keep, you know, using this as my lash growing serum. I've seen amazing results on this. I've seen amazing results on my sister and my mom, but this is a very affordable and a lot safer to use lash growing serum that I am super hooked on. So picked up a new one, gonna keep going on this train of growing my lashes and keeping them nice and strong. And this one is just amazing. Two last things, and then we're done. And also I'm gonna choke. I actually forgot to talk to you about this too when I was talking about the testing product. So last thing I'm testing, I promise you, is the Kenra Bond Rescue. It's a daily leave-in treatment. So this is also supposed to like strengthen your hair so it stops breaking. So it prevents breakage and all that stuff. I've used a decent amount of this product. They actually tell you to use this on dry hair. So at first I was using it on wet hair. I wasn't really seeing what it was supposed to be doing, but now I use it on dry hair. So what I do is I put this on my hair from about here all the way down after I rough dried my hair and like blow dried it and before I style it. So I put it in then, so it kind of acts like a heat protectant essentially too, to protect my hair from breaking further as I like curl it and do like the mermaid waver and all that stuff. So still testing it, but I do like the way it's making my hair feel. But we'll have to see the results long term because it's a long-term product and not like an instant result type product. Okay. The last product that I repurchased, and that will wrap up this video, is the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over Alcohol-Free Long-Lasting Setting Spray. Did I need this out of all the setting sprays that I have? No, but I do love a mini, and I actually used to love this in my pro kit, so I might put this in my professional kit and restock it. So this is a great product from MAC Cosmetics. It's the Fix Plus Stay Over Setting Spray. This does a really great job of locking your makeup in, but not feeling heavy or stiff or too drying. So this is the last repurchase out of the Empties that I ran out of that I still recommend, and it was worth picking up the extra one. So I will travel with this, and I will put this in my pro kit. I partly bought this too just for when I travel with my kit, so I don't have to bring a full-size setting spray in my more condensed kit for travel. So long story short, repurchase it. Love this product. That is everything that I am testing, rejecting, and repurchasing and my empties. So if you found this video helpful, please leave that in the comments below. If any of these products you're testing as well and you have some good, if you have some good suggestions on what I should test next, please drop that in the comments below. I always want to hear your suggestions and your recommendations. So don't be shy, leave them in the comments. It helps us all out. Thank you so much for watching this uncut. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.